Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Pokehistorian. I'm your host, Matthew X. And what are we doing in today's video? Well, that's a really good question. We're actually doing something we haven't done in a while. We're doing a top 10 video. And you know what we're doing a top 10 of? Can you guess? Well, I wouldn't blame you if you couldn't, because how could you? It's completely random. But we're looking at my top 10 favorite tag team Pokemon cards. Starting out with here, which is number 10, Reshiram and Charizard GX. I mean, what a powerful combination of Pokemon. You got Charizard and Reshiram, legendary Reshiram, teamed up here together to just put out this double blaze, super powerful fire attack together with Reshiram's blaze looking blue and Charizard's, of course, that iconic orange. And you even got Arita drawing it, who was the illustrator of the original base set Charizard. And it's just definitely one of the best Charizard cards, in my opinion. It's nice just to see him portrayed with such power here. And Reshiram's cool too. Definitely one of my favorite legendaries. And I've been trying to finish off Pokemon Black. I've been playing it and I got sidetracked, but hope to get back to it. And I'm looking forward to my inevitable encounter with Reshiram here. So, pretty sick card. Let's go to number 9, shall we? Oh, look at that. It's Mega Sableye and Tyranitar from Unified Minds. So this card's pretty neat. As far as I can tell off the top of my head here, I think this is one of, if not the only, tag team card that features a Mega Pokemon. So that's kind of neat. And Sableye is a pretty underrated Pokemon, in my opinion, in general. I mean, very neat ghost Pokemon, got a cool, like, goblin aesthetic going for it. You got that giant gym there, which is pretty cool. And of course, Tyranitar. I mean, being such a big fan of Gold and Silver, Tyranitar is always one of my favorite Pokemon. So it's cool to see them hanging out here in this cave and teamed up together in an iconic tag team duet. Let's keep going. Now we're moving on to good old number 8. We have Magikarp and Wailord GX. Got the giant Wailord here teamed up with the little tiny Magikarp, and that's what makes this iconic duo so iconic. You know, you would never think to see the little tiny frail fish team up with the giant blimp whale. But here they are doing their thing together, and it looks like Wailord's about to swallow Magikarp, so hopefully that doesn't happen, because that would not be a good end for Magikarp. And I really like this one. Arita always does good artworks here. I like how it's a little bit more realistic, which is why I prefer it to the alternate art version. And in fact, this is even a promo, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. I really like how these Pokemon look together here. And really, Arita overall has just done such incredible tag team artworks. Love to see it. And now, we're on to number 7. And here's a pretty interesting one. We got Venusaur and Snivy. 2 starters, with Venusaur being the Stage 2 Pokemon, and Snivy in its base form, both drawn by the iconic artist, Mori. Always love these artworks by Mori. It's so cool to see this claymation style going. It's just so cute and fun. And it's really fun to see that claymation style in a full art, which is why I ended up picking up this card. I'm like, oh, you know, like, I think there might be a couple more Mori, like, full art cards like this now. I'd have to go back and check. But, like, well, there's at least one, actually, because there's, like, that Drapion card, actually, from Crown Zenith. So that's at least one. So there's a couple more out there. But this was one of the first ones, and it was so cool to see. And, you know, this is such a great pairing of Pokemon. Snivy is actually my favorite grass starter, so it's cool to see it featured here. And Venusaur is always a classic Gen 1 powerhouse. So, excellent, excellent duo. But let's keep moving, because now we're on to number 6. Look at that bad boy. We got Espeon and Deoxys GX, with Deoxys playing the part of Jenova from Final Fantasy VII. If you know, you know. It just gives me that total vibe. But yeah, you know, Deoxys is like the space virus Pokemon, and like, I like the story this card tells. It shows the moment that Deoxys crashed into the Earth and made a big crater, and then Espeon's out here surveilling the scene and being like, what the heck is that thing? So pretty cool artwork, and it was actually a promo, which is pretty fun. And it's essentially an alt art. An alt art that you could get out of a promo box. Don't you gotta love those? So, excellent, excellent artwork. But let's go to number 5. We have our first triple team up of the day. We got Moltres and Zapdos and Articuno. What an iconic group we have here. Some people are going to hate on me for picking this card and not the stained glass birds version of this particular trio. But to me, this is the best version. I love how powerful they look here. You can just feel the energy oozing out of them with all that electricity right there seen. And they all look like just very fierce and ready to battle. And I think that's why I prefer this to the stained glass birds card. Of course, that card is very nice. But to me, like, Arita really knocked it out of the park with this card. Definitely put Hidden Fates on the map. And that's why I love it. And it's also cool because, Arita like just drew these three for the first time in fossils. So like it kind of reminds me like just going back to when I was a kid, like seeing them drawn like in his aesthetic again and just kind of bringing back those early days of the TCG. Anyways, let's go to number 4 and see what we got. Oh, that's right. We got Mewtwo and Mew GX. Another choice that's going to probably get me some hate, but you know what? I don't care. A lot of people like the alternate art version of this card, which was actually a promo, which features these two just kind of playing around with Mewtwo getting annoyed at Mew because Mew's playing around and laughing in the background. But I like this version better because it tells a cooler story. As I understand it, like the story here is that Mew is actually helping Mewtwo break out of the lab where it was created. I don't know if that's actually canon in the games or not, but like that'd be cool if that's actually like the story of like how like Mewtwo officially escaped the lab because Mew found out about it and wanted to help out. But yeah, I mean that's supposed to be the story portrayed here, and I think that's really neat. And I love the powerful poses we see here. You can see some like steam coming off like Mewtwo's hands, which is kind of neat. And Mew, it's cool seeing Mew like this. We typically see Mew smiling or playing around or sleeping or whatever. Here we have Mew and it's like, it's in go mode. It's like, yeah, man, like I'm on a mission here. Like we're making this happen today. Like I'm not playing around anymore. And that's cool to see. So let's go on to number 4. Got old team up, Gengar and Mimikyu GX, an iconic pairing. Got the Gen 1 legendary ghost Pokemon here, Gengar, always with that creepy smile front and center. And in the background, you got everyone's favorite pretend Pikachu, Mimikyu, wearing that Pikachu costume, just wanting everyone to love it. And they're out there causing some mischief underneath the full moon. Gorgeous Mitsuhiro Arita artwork from the iconic Team Up set. It's gone up in value a lot since I bought it. It's crazy. But I mean, like, to me, I mean, this is even better than the alt art version. The alt art version of this card is not that exciting. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of lame looking. And I don't think that opinion will give me as much hate as my opinion about the 3 legendary birds or the Mewtwo and Mew GX. But this card to me just really, really kind of captures like that ghost Pokemon vibe. And what a great pairing there to have Gengar and Mimikyu together in the same card. So here we go. We're on to number 2. We are getting up there now. Look at that. We got, coming back from one of the original episodes of the Pokehistorian, we got Arceus and Dialga and Palkia making its great return. I mean, this is, to me, this is the pinnacle of the cards from Cosmic Eclipse. It's so cool to see these god Pokemon here, like, put into statue form. It really shows, like, how legendary and important they are in the Pokemon mythology. You got Arceus front and center, and you got Dialga and Palkia there. And this is before they had their alternate forms, too, which is kind of neat. But it's very rare. You don't see too many Pokemon cards where the Pokemon is represented through a statue. In fact, this could be the only one. I'd have to go back and check, but certainly the only one I can think of right now. So very, very iconic artwork. Love to have it. And that, my friends, brings us to big number 1, my absolute favorite. The legendary babies, Togepi and Cleffa and Igglypuff, hanging out in the vending machine. I mean, just such a silly artwork here. Like, what are these babies doing? Like, what kind of trouble are they up to here? Like, you got all these fruits and Pokeballs. You got Cleffa giving us that wink. Cleffa is such a mischievous little thing. Like, it's so funny. It seems like it's always up to no good. And that's why I like it. And then Togepi's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just along for the ride. Like, I don't really care what kind of trouble Cleffa's gotten us into. And Igglybuff is just loving life. So, I mean, and then the colors on this card are just awesome. And can you believe that, like, during the Sword and Shield era, this was actually, like, a part of, like, a little box you could walk into Target and get? It's called the Small But Mighty Collection. You could just walk into your local store and just pick this up. and you get some random Sword and Shield packs in there. But this will always be my favorite. I remember seeing this card for the first time in Japanese and being like, oh my god, I gotta have this card. And then they announced it was coming out in English, and like I was like, okay, like as soon as this drops, I gotta go out and get it. And that's exactly what I did. And honestly, looking back, I wish I'd bought a couple more of those boxes. So there you have it. That's my top 10 tag team Pokemon cards. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a like. You can leave me some comments too and let me know what some of your favorites are. And feel free to subscribe to the channel because I make fun videos like this pretty regularly or whenever I feel like it. Whatever. See you in the next video.